Good morning, good morning, good morning. You're listening to TKintheAM
Yes.
on Bondfire Radio, broadcasting live from the Vasquez building in Bushwick, New York. It is Air Out Wednesday.
Yes.
What grinds your gears? What gets up under your skin? Tell them why you mad so we can help you decompress and get through the rest of your week. The first song you heard before we did the weird shit was Jim Croce, Operator.
Why?
Why what?
Why'd you play it? It felt mad relaxing.
Because it's the
It
morning.
felt like chamomile tea.
Because you know that we're
That
gonna.
song was the white man's chamomile tea.
You know what? Here we go. Here we go with fucking with white people early in the morning.
Early.
Listen.
Early.
Listen. No, you know what? Now, sometimes, like, you know how we do radio, and you do radio because of your love for radio.
Yeah.
Right? I think about what radio was like when I was a kid. You know what I mean? If I listened to Z100 or any station like that, you might have heard a record like that. You
Right.
might have heard Little Billy Joel or something like that. And, kind of light. Start off with something light, It depends. It really depends on what I'm feeling. And I was just like going through crates and I thought that song was an interesting song. And also, I have a little air out later on the rock and roll tip that involves Jim Croce, rest in peace, Jim Croce, and the Stone Temple Pilots.
I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they were saying how back in the day, and shout out to my homegirl, Daria Fennell, PR, okay? So I saw her at a women's an entrepreneurship thing last night, and I love her tag. Basically, her tagline of the night was, "I'm 42," and then whatever explanation. And she was like, "When I was a kid, the stations all had different kinds of music, and now it's too segmented, and I don't know what the hell is going on." And then she was like, "I'm 42," and everything was like that. But diversity, yo.
Yeah, and
so thank you for that this morning.
A little Jim Croce can't hurt anybody. Well, we have a guest.
We do have a guest.
We actually do have a guest.
We do have a guest.
She's been here before, but she was here when we were in the projects.
I'm gonna turn her mic on. You so terrible. Did we move on up?
When we were in the projects,
we moved on up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
When you were there, I could walk there from my apartment.
Right.
So,
Today was a little bit of a struggle, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Welcome to the show, Maya. Maya Azucena is in the building.
What's up? What's up, my beautiful people? I'm so happy to see your faces and, be here this morning. That's what's good.
Everybody in the chat room is like, "Hey, Maya."
Hey, what's up? I told my sister to tune in because she loves the chat room.
Love it. Okay, so I'm pump you up a little bit.
Let me get a little bit of
and
something.
you know what?
I like that.
You have a lot going on.
Definitely.
We're gonna get into, but you're basically Team Brooklyn's global ambassador.
Hell yeah.
Domestic violence expert, not expert. What's the word?
We could use ambassador again.
I'm trying to get my thesaurus on, but it's not working. I'm like,
what's a synonym? What's a synonym?
What's a synonym for
synonym? Right. So that's why I'm not a rapper, because I could never. I tried to freestyle just now. It didn't work.
I know. Just start repeating words.
You're basically you show up for all the issues, and you make music, and you make people aware.
Well, thank you for noticing.
Yes.
I'm just like sitting here like because I didn't know until today. 'Cause
Representative.
Sometimes that happens. Like I don't know we have a guest.
They called you a diplomat as well.
Until today. Anyway,
you're supposed to be checking your emails too. It's not just me.
But I see it and I'm like, how you get her here? Like, ain't she in another country or something?
Well, it just so happened to work out that, Brooklyn is the nucleus. Brooklyn is like the gravitational pull. I end up here no matter what. I end up back home. And, I have a concert this weekend at the Brooklyn Museum. Yes. So I'm here.
Oh.
See, here's the real G-ish.
First Saturday.
First Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, why is everybody that performs
because
First Saturday someone that we know or we're close to?
Everyone that is anyone that does First Saturdays has also done TKintheAM.
This is true.
Which means you are officially on.
Yeah.
So basically you are subversively controlling the bookings at Brooklyn Museum.
We might be.
But you know what?
We might
I don't know. See, I might have to ask for 10%. Shout out to everybody tuned in and turned up. You know what?
Can
Nikki
I get a
Webb,
stipend?
we got you. So them air outs are coming in. We have one from Nikki. We have one from Doc. So we'll do air outs as soon as we come back from the Power Hour. But I just wanted to give a shout out. We'll come back to everything. We have news you could use. Maya, are you going to join us for news you could use?
Of course.
Because streets. because
streets is talking.
Yeah, streets is talking. And what happened was, I went to a thing last night. So shout out to
what happened?
Janes of All Trades, which I alluded to a little bit earlier, meeting all those lovely women, and Afrika and Shauna, and they are the women behind that initiative. And basically they just got a bunch of women entrepreneurs together in a room talking to each other. And it wasn't like, I don't like networking events.
But it wasn't
that kind of thing. It wasn't like loud music and we trying to get it in and here's my card. Oh, like somebody, usually this is what happens to me. I'll be talking to somebody and somebody will go, "You do radio? Here, I got a song. Bye." Right? Like no more build, no more nothing. This was the opposite. This was like, I walked into the room.
It was really a network.
Yeah, I put my bag down and in like a second, someone was like, "Hi, my name is, and what about you? And let's talk about stuff." And I talked to these ladies for
it's like you were at the you were in the playground. You were at the yard.
Yeah, I was at the yard.
And that was
It was
dope.
beautiful. So shout out to these ladies for making an impactful, meaningful networking experience.
Yeah.
And all the ladies that I met. I met my next barber.
Yo, you know what?
You
You just
I'm
be
out
cheating
here.
on your barbers, man.
I don't be.
You don't stick with no barbers. There's always a one night.
Because I like to experiment.
One day sit. It's a 1 day sit.
Pause. I don't know.
It's
I like
a
to
1 day
experiment
sit.
on all the levels.
I kid you not. It's a 1 day sit. Oh, I love this barber. Oh, I'm flying out to Georgia to use this barber.
I did.
Oh,
I went to Georgia, got used the barber. I went to LA, used a different barber.
You got a barber in every area code.
Word. You know what? A barber and a bay. Hold up. You know what? It's time for the song. No. Yo, shout out to everybody in the chat room. We see you. We're about to get it in. And we are on our next level. Ghost in the Machine. Dondi's in the building.
Yeah, shout out
to DsEyez production.
Dondi.
So you'll see some stuff later on.
Yeah.
And let's power hour it out. Are we ready for news you could use?
I've been waiting.
Ooh, I'm hot. Thank you for your air outs, chat room. Y'all are crazy. Some stuff happened on the internet.
Like what?
Well, actually, let me give y'all an update to the situation in Georgia about the religious rights bill, which would bar people from hiring and giving services to people.
Would allow people to do that.
Yeah, that would allow them to do that. They are saying that they want more protections so that they can deny service or deny employees, to work there that are different religions as them. And by saying that, they're trying to say LGBT mostly.
Yeah,
so,
that's what
they really went hard. And they're trying to get this bill passed. And then we updated y'all on Monday saying that a lot of the companies, Netflix and such, are thinking about pulling out because they don't want their employees to go there on contracts and be discriminated against.
Yeah.
So y'all know money talks.
Money definitely
talks. The governor of Georgia announces a veto of the anti-LGBT religious liberty bill. Governor Nathan Deal announced at a press conference Monday morning that he would veto HB 757, a religious liberty bill that would enable, among other things, organizers like adoption agencies to discriminate against same-sex couples without jeopardizing their state funding. And he said that the language had concerning. It was concerning languages in that bill, and he didn't want to. He said Georgia is a friendly state. Yeah. So, but how did he even get that far? Is my thing. He knew this thing was coming. So he said, in light of our history, I find it somewhat ironic that some in the religious community today find it necessary for the government to confer upon them certain rights and protections. He said, our creator, not from the government and any protections, does not need any guarantee from the First Amendment of the Constitution. And then he said, I do not think we have the right to we have to discriminate against anyone to protect the faith-based communities of Georgia. Georgia is a welcoming state, is full of loving and kind and generous people, and that's what we should want. And he took no questions following his statement.
Good for him.
There's no questions to take.
Yo,
Good for him.
I like that.
Yo, so basically the church people were trying to get over the church versus state separation and ask for rights so that they could continue to discriminate against people.
Institutionally discriminate.
And that's how it starts.
They want it on the books.
And it's not just LGBT people. It's just they want to say that if you don't believe, then we could fire you or we could not adopt kids, help you adopt or
well,
whatever.
it's also this sliding scale, very subjective.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like the stand your ground rule. Like, you could just say, I felt a little threatened, so I murdered the unarmed kid. Oops. Yeah, my bad. I felt uncomfortable.
And what
I've thought maybe, he didn't seem like a good fit for our company,
Exactly.
He seemed a little. I know he has a PhD and is overqualified for the role of this job, but I feel a little uncomfortable. He made me feel like he wasn't a believer.
And what do you say
go.
there? Do you checklist? Like, did you go to Easter? Did you wear your club Easter
very
clothes?
subjective.
Like,
It's all about. It's all
it just
about.
gives you that window to be able to just do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly.
Because it never makes sense anyway. It don't have to make sense.
And
It's a shame.
we were talking about the North Carolina bathroom law. I don't know if it's a law thing or whatnot, but I thought this was cute as far as the New York City governor. What's his name? Cuomo.
Oh,
I'm like,
boy.
I'm brain farting all day.
What's his name?
Our own governor, Governor Cuomo. See,
Cuomo.
this is not like a thing that I believe anyone could do, but Governor Cuomo tried it, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
And he signed an executive order banning all non-essential state travel to North Carolina.
What?
This ban takes effect immediately. I'm putting air quotes in the air, y'all.
Oh, he's not going out there?
Following North Carolina's enactment of a law which bars transgender individuals from using restrooms appropriate for their gender identities, excluding sexual orientation and gender identity from state anti-discrimination protections, and prohibits municipalities from extending those protections to LGBT citizens. So that whole thing about having trans people use the bathrooms of the gender identity that they were born with instead of the bathrooms that they currently identify with. So basically, you're sending them into a possibly dangerous situation, because if you have a person that presents as a woman go into the men's room, that is problematic, and vice versa. You have someone that presents as a male going into the women's room, that is problematic, right? So he's basically, I don't even know how this is possible, but he's trying it.
Good for him. Take a stand. You know what?
That's what it is.
Enough people that are foolish, and are ignorant and are closed-minded, are loud and proud.
Yeah.
My mom used to say, you just wrong and strong. Like,
Yep.
you know what I mean? And so, hey, go for it, man. You're governor and you could
just do stuff. You could just say, we are banning non-essential. What? I'm not going to see my moms and them?
No, I think he's banning it for him and his crew. Like, he's not going there. I'm not. And he wasn't finna go there anyway, so
Let
why
me
not?
read what he said. He said,
Like,
in
what
New
does that
York,
mean?
we believe that all people, regardless of their gender identity or sexual orientation, deserve the same rights and protection under the law. From Stonewall to marriage equality, our state has been a beacon of hope and equality for the LGBT community, and we will not stand idly by as misguided legislation replicates a discrimination of the past. As long as there's a law in North Carolina that creates the grounds for discrimination against LGBT people, I am barring non-essential state travel to that state. And also, if you want to help, I saw this initiative that is happening online, and it's called I'll Go With You. So if you look up hashtag I'll Go With You, they're sending out buttons and stuff to people that want to support. So like if you're in a public place, like a bar like this, and you have the button on, a person might come to you and be like, yo,
that's wild.
I need to, would you go with me? And that's
dope.
that's your cue to be like, oh, I'll go with you.
That is
and you
actually
accompany
really
them,
creative
and you have their back.
Wow.
That's dope.
So I think that's dope. Yeah.
I'll go with you, and I'll punch somebody in the face if I have to.
Or call 911.
That's too much to go on the button?
That's a lot.
Like, is
that's
that
a lot
too much
for a
to put on the
button.
button? Just like in real small font. I'll go with you and punch somebody in the face if I have to.
Like, can we turn it around for I'll go with you? Can we clap it up?
Yes.
That's dope.
Really cool.
So get the hashtag.
I would love to hear stories about, like, it would be cool if
people said
start to share stories about I'll go with you encounters.
Yeah.
I think that would be really
That would be
amazing
crazy.
to hear how does that pan out? What are some cool stories that have happened when you do and I'll go with you?
Yo,
I wonder
let's
who
order
really
some for Bondfire.
who came up with that, because I think that
Let me look it up.
that's so creative.
Yeah, it is. They should be sharing their stories though,
That's
so
dope.
that it can be, the idea of that can be spread.
Here it goes. I'll go with you.org. It's an ally project. if you need a buddy in a gendered space, and here's what it says. Let's say you have an I'll go with you button on your bag or coat. You're somewhere, school, bar, library, anywhere, and a person approaches you. They say, I see you have an ally button. Would you mind hitting the restroom with me? And then they tell you what you can do to, like, help them through that situation. Okay. So here's some things that we as allies or allies or friends can do. So they say, ask your buddy where they'd like you to be. So if they don't need you to go in the bathroom, you know what I'm saying? So where would you like me to be? Oh, at the door, or right here at this exit, or whatever. You stay there, and then they say, speak only when spoken to. Don't start a conversation with your buddy. Staying quiet has likely helped them avoid harassment in the past. This also goes for harassers. Dirty or mean looks cannot hurt you or your buddy. Words can escalate a situation, et cetera, et cetera. So they're saying, basically, that's not your cue to start.
To be aggressive.
Right. That's just your cue to accompany them. You don't have to fight their battles. Just be with them, a witness, a person. They said stay calm. Your buddy might get called names or ask inappropriate questions. You might not have experienced this kind of behavior before, and it's okay to be nervous. Keep calm by breathing, and remember the most important thing is to exit the bathroom safely. 4, answer questions in a quiet, respectful, and firm voice. My friend is in the correct bathroom. Thank you. We were just leaving. Or my friend is here to use the bathroom. I'll go with you does not condone threats, harassment, or assault. Your button is not a sheriff's badge. Word. Special note on children. Kids will ask lots of questions, like, is that a boy or a girl? If you or your buddy can consult ahead of time to answer kid questions, that's great. If your trans buddy wants you to answer a question, you can say, my friend is a girl, boy, both, neither person. Are you a boy or a girl? Keep it light and smile. So basically stay age appropriate with it. And then the last one is have an exit strategy. If anyone starts to badger, yell, or touch you or your buddy, stick close and move towards the exit immediately and decisively. Do not make eye contact with the perpetrator. Tell your friend, come on, we're going to be late, or we're leaving now. Follow it up with, please move out of our way if the exit is blocked. And in the case of active harassment, they continue to tell you what to do. Call 911 if you are able to, et cetera, et cetera.
Interesting.
Yeah, and there's a lot of information. So go to I'llGoWithYou.org. I think this is amazing, and we will try to get some buttons for Bondfire Radio. Yeah. Whew, how do you feel about that? Would you, after knowing all what it entails, would you be more?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would absolutely do that. I think I am really curious to know about people's experiences with it.
Yeah.
And I would encourage them to make sure that they share stories so that, those who are interested in being a part of a movement or a campaign like that can know that it's happening.
Yeah.
How it feels to,
and not just when
reality.
It's hard. I mean, not just when it's easy. Like, I'll go with you, and I just stood there and helped the person, and I feel good. Like, when it's hard, too, because we need to know what other brave people are doing so we could do what brave people are doing. First, I want to let her talk about Fearless, and we were just talking about a very fearless initiative, and she has many fearless initiatives of her own. What's going on?
Well, I will, just to speak on the song that just played, I think that a lot of times people feel underestimated and feel as though the giant that they have inside, cannot be seen by the world. And so Fearless is about stepping into that and not being afraid to walk into your potential. And as I said, like in the little spoken section, fearless, it doesn't mean that you never have fear. It means that when you're confronted with fear, that you have the courage to keep going. And I've met a lot of incredible women around the world who have shown through incredible odds that we in America probably can't fathom.
Yeah.
What it is to keep going, to have a human spirit that doesn't quit, and how they continue to be the foundation of their community and family, despite we have a lot of issues in the U.S., but I'm telling you, man, like going to Uganda or Haiti, places where they don't have the same freedoms and access to resources that we have, and yet, women continue to be the foundation of. I said once from stage, I'm like, what if one day all the women just decided to quit? We'd be in trouble.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? They're just like, I'm off. Today's a day off. And all women everywhere, all around the world just took a day off. Like the children would be going mad.
I would love to
The men would not know what to do, you know. But Fearless is a reflection on that. And
and you are a fearless woman.
Thank you.
And shout out to Nitra in the chat room. She said she talking that real talk.
That's what's up.
Right
hey,
there.
How you doing?
Dominican Jesus said, I feel this joint. Gotta be fearless to be black. Word. Okay.
Amen.
So they loving what you're talking about. And I feel like this is a good time to discuss, we're still in news you could use. And I feel like this sister needs a uplift. And, everything you said. And we're talking about, and we all hate internet bullies. Y'all know this is not no new business.
Yeah, every day.
People don't know how to act.
They definitely
is where I'm going to just preface this.
Yeah.
The fast track for me getting enraged is reading comments on any kind of social media posts. When I'm not in the mood to be enraged with a stranger that I never met, I just do not read the comments. I just read the post and keep it moving because there is so much ignorance. But it's the same thing as road rage?
Yeah.
You're behind, this car and tinted windows. Nobody can see your face. No one can pop you in the nose, right?
Yeah.
For being disrespectful.
So you go crazy.
So you go all extra, and that is exactly the behavior that happens online because and the thing I have thought so much about is how we give power to other people
all the time
that have not earned power in our lives. Like, for example, just going on the subway, we're so concerned with how people think we look. We've given power away to people that have not earned that position in our lives. We're giving power away to someone who you may not even respect in any way, shape, or form. Like, what qualifies them to judge you?
Yeah.
And so when you have all these kind of comments that are happening on the internet and bullying and all of that, it is, one, it's outrageous.
Yeah.
But two, we also have to know when to unplug and what power we assign it.
Yeah.
We assign it great power because it hurts our feelings, but at the same time, you have to recognize this could be just a very, very, very ignorant, nasty person that is not doing anything with their lives other than putting quotes on Facebook.
Yeah. It's true.
They could be a non-job having, sitting at home, doing a whole lot of nothing with their lives. And only thing they got time for is being nasty on social media.
And to harness and wield that power, you know? So this sister, Kalani, she's an R&B singer, and she's actually Grammy nominated this past Grammys.
Yeah.
And somebody, I guess, a person that she was dating, I don't know, I'm not up on things, posted a picture of her and him together. And he's an artist as well. And apparently she had also been dating a basketball player very recently. So then it started to circulate, she's cheating on guy A with guy B, and then suddenly everybody on the internet had something to say about her private business and life, and it came to a head, and within 24 hours she had posted on Instagram that she was in a hospital bed with an IV, and she wrote, "Today I wanted to leave this earth, being completely selfish for once. Never thought I'd get to such a low point, but don't believe the blogs you read. No one was cheated on, and I'm not a bad person. Everyone is hurt, and everyone is in a place of misunderstanding. But as of today, I had no single wish to see tomorrow, but God saved me for a reason, and for that I must be grateful, because I'm not in heaven right now for a reason. On that note, bye Instagram." And then she deleted her Instagram. After a little while after that. And so here's what people were commenting. Everybody, crying, what's the word? Crying for attention. And
one of the things that
she's a cheater, she's a hoe, whatever.
One of the things that's a big problem, we talk about this a lot, is once a person becomes famous or is known, no one cares about them other than the art that they create.
Right.
So they decide now they have
targeted.
ownership. They have ownership of you now. Well, you put a record out when I say you put a record out. Don't talk when I don't want you to talk.
Right.
And then they'll say all types of terrible shit about you. The other problem that we have is people taking things from the internet and making them real when they're not real. Similar to like, you could be talking to your friends and somebody be like, well, I didn't hit you up because I think you're very busy. You might have not did shit this whole week. You might be off tour, Maya, and doing nothing. But they see a couple of blog posts and in their mind they think, oh, you're just so hectically busy. Being able to separate a picture, one still frame moment in time from reality. People can't do that shit. It's so many levels to how fucked up this is. You know what I mean?
Meanwhile, Chris Brown jumps on the bandwagon. And he tried to shade on her. And I'm like, yo.
Really? Why?
Like, for real?
Really? He honestly.
And he just came out of court.
He really
shit.
honestly doesn't need to engage in any drama.
He tweeted.
On purpose. What's the point? It has nothing to do with you, and now you're involved.
And suicide is no joke. So he goes, he tweeted, there's no attempting suicide. Stop flexing for the gram, doing shit for sympathy so them comments under your pic don't look so bad. Girls be mad at a nigga for effing around with bitches, but her DMs got more names than the Declaration of Independence. # yeah, I'm throwing shade. What? And then he continues, I don't even wanna, you know what? Because he's crazy. No,
but the other thing too is, and this is the other thing. I don't think people really realize the depth of entertainment, especially at this point. This is what they do. This is Wendy Williams. This is what it is. People like this shit.
Yeah.
People like that really deep down, terrible, fucked up shit, and then they just eat it up and they just keep exchanging.
And here's how you
shit
look,
like
black
that.
men or men. Sorry. Here's how you look, man, when you ride for your homies. This is how when you have a homie that you didn't ask to speak for you, this is how you got him out here talking. He goes, I'll be the biggest piece of shit. I'm going to ride for my homies regardless. Kyrie, which is the person that she was dating, is probably one of the only good guys left. I don't give a F. And I'm like,
but you don't know what happened.
When you have a friend that you don't want to speak for you, like, you need to come get your boy Chris Brown, come get all these cyber whatevers, and like shut that shit down, because somebody just almost died. Like, there's no excuse.
People minding their business
internet
put
is
the
a
people
cesspool,
that are involved in such a place. Because now, I'm playing a game. Like, he was playing ball last night.
Right.
So he not thinking about that. So now I bet you when you finish your game and you get into the locker room and your phone is like, now he has to deal with her situation first and foremost, because that's the person you're involved with.
Right.
You got to deal with your friend's family seeing this shit, and you got to deal with all these tweets from all these people that aren't really your friends. They just kind of, you hang out with them and pop bottles with them.
And then strangers.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody should. That's the internet.
Thousands of strangers.
Lots of people.
And,
that have an opinion.
Black women are currently experiencing, and suicide is a thing that is non-discriminatory, but black women are currently experiencing depression and suicide rates that are unrivaled. And especially like a lot of women in the spotlight or in their personal spotlight. We had from Miss Jessie's, I forgot which of the sisters, but she committed suicide. We had a woman blogger maybe 2 years ago. She had severe depression. So like, depression and suicide is it's a huge thing, and the weight of the world is often on black women's shoulders, right? We have to protect our black men. We have to protect our children. We have to run the family.
We got to look good doing
business.
it.
We have to look snatched doing it. We have to look like, then we have to protect our sisters. Then we have to protect the feeling of white women that are not protecting our feelings. Then we can't dress the way we want or wear our hair in dreads or whatever. We look natural at work. All this shit. And somebody keeps on jabbing us with a stick. And sometimes some of us quit. And that's what this looks like. That's what quitting looks like sometimes. And I'm not going to
You just have to
selfish.
be really careful who you assign power to.
Yeah.
You have to understand that we have to reclaim our power. We give it away and we become victims because we give it away, and it is very easy to reclaim your power. And what I mean by that is you have to understand that these are people that have no place in your life.
Yeah.
These people on social media are not in your personal circle. They're not in your family. They're not in your life. You can choose to not have them.
And you can choose not to have family too. No one gets your power. I don't care who they are.
And also to feel centered and confident, of who you are. And as many people as are hating, there's other people that appreciate you for who you are and more. And they may not be as vocal on social media, but it doesn't mean that you're worthless.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And I mean, you know what? And the thing about that though, and I've been reading and learning more, right? You know, and I've been feeling my feelings, and then my feelings are nowhere near this, but I see that whatever I feel, there's someone lower and feeling lower than me.
Always.
And there are people that we love, like, yo, you so funny and you so great, and whenever you say like, oh, how could you do that, right? Or how could they do that? Or that's so selfish.
That's
it's because they haven't come to that point where they see all the great things about themselves.
And you don't have the right to say that to them.
Like,
you don't have the right to be like, how could you? And then like, if someone does pass away,
right,
on their own, well, they left it. They shouldn't have. No, you don't have the right to say shit about how somebody is feeling and how they choose to deal with it.
So that's what I'm saying. Like with what Maya was saying, what you're saying, Conscious, is basically they might not have the power or energy right now to see that they are amazing, to deflect the haters, right? So like we gotta keep on telling them or being there for them or picking up the phone for them
or showing them like really showing them. It's not just saying shit, because a lot of times it's the saying stuff, but how are you showing people these things? People like, oh, I love you, oh, this. How do you show someone that you really care? Are you showing up for them all the time? Do they have a show? Are you there? Are you checking on them? Like, what are you doing except for the mouth service, lip service?
So you know what? Let me just give this number out.
They like apples. You bringing them apples?
Give them an apple. SuicidePreventionLifeline.org on the web, or 1-800-273-8255. And every state also has their own state hotline, or a friend or whoever. Just call. Chris Brown is like the.
That's why self-love is so important.
For that though, like really though, I want to give a shout out to Nick Cannon, who went to visit her in the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Like people be hating on Nick Cannon. I don't know. I don't understand. Like, I get it. You don't think he's cool or whatever, but he's talking about I forgot. Is it lupus? He has lupus. He has lupus awareness. He talks about, he goes to check on people. He doesn't know this woman, but he's like, yo, I know how terrible the comments can get. I'm going to go visit her.
He definitely knows.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He is a great co-parent to his divorced partner, Mariah Carey. He don't care if the boyfriend comes to the birthday party. We a family. Like, I don't know why people be shading on Nick Cannon.
Because that's a next level of consciousness that a lot of people are just not on.
Yeah.
So he can do that. You know what I mean? And that's where you would hope to be working to be. Because if you were, you wouldn't be bashing people.
Do you get crazy comments, Maya?
I would say at this point, I feel sort of protected. I'm still very grassroots and underground, and within that community, and it's an international community, within that space, I find that there's a lot of support for what I'm doing. Fortunately, on my feeds, 99.9% of the comments are encouraging, inspiring, positive. Now I don't breed drama. I don't encourage it to begin with. I don't talk about my personal life on social media. I don't post pictures about things that I don't want people to have access to. But when it comes to my craft, generally people are very positive. Although I do know without a doubt, once you break through to a more pop level, you're going to be criticized, you're going to be attacked, I'm going to be hated on. I mean, I know it's going to happen. So, I mean,
Pilar in the chat room said I ripped someone a new one for typing a bad comment on your page.
Oh, yeah. So there was a moment. But the funny thing I will say, though, because I said 99.9, that 1% that tries to come out their face, my supporters go off before I even see the comment.
Word.
Oh, my people are like, but don't you ever come out your face to Maya Azucena. She's a queen. I had gone on to site one time, and I had no idea somebody had made a comment or whatever, and everyone went in on this person to the point where the person ended up apologizing publicly, like, well, now I'm going to check out your music.
Well, they didn't even check it out before.
No. Well, that's my point. People, you have to be careful who you're assigning power to.
So you're here with us.
Yeah.
And, here you go, Conscious. Welcome back. Actually, do you have anyone else to chat room check in?
Yeah. Who?
Shout outs and stuff.
Do I want to shout out to anybody that's chat room checking in?
Yes. Or later.
Well, I definitely want to give some love to Godfrey Fletcher out in the UK. He has been promoting my new single more than my publicists have. And so that's the real love right there. I've been waiting for you to send me a check in the mail. And of course, to my sister Pilar for always having my back. And all of you who have tuned in, I appreciate you.
We're back. We're here with you, Miss Maya.
What are we talking about now?
What are we talking about now? First I want to give her,
because it's been a minute.
It has been a
really
minute, and I wanted to give you some just props and love and thanks for always supporting us, hitting us up, with the good energy. And now you were at the old station. Now here's the new one. So basically, you're building with us in real time.
That's what's up. So
thank you.
I'm excited to see what happens next.
Oh, child, girl. Yeah.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Be very afraid. So what else is going on? What are some more initiatives that you're working on right now?
I mean, everyone, in case you're not aware of who and what I do, I'm a full-time artist. I'm a touring artist, a songwriter, recording artist, and music is my means for contributing to social activism. So really right now, I have completed the lion's share of a new LP that will be called Unleash Me, produced by Sonic the Mad Scientist. And the whole project, I think, is like an evolution from my previous sound to a more like DJ friendly. Okay. My stuff has been very live based in the past, and then so my DJ people and radio people were like, yo, I love it. I listen to it in my car. And I'm like, yo, son, you can't play it in the club. You can't play it.
Right.
But they couldn't because it didn't sonically work, So I'm proud of the new music and project, and all of the songs, are different versions of stepping into your greatest potential and overcoming obstacles. So I tell personal stories, and there's just reflections on those different ways of dealing with overcoming your obstacles and stepping into your who you can be and should be. And
what is and I look at you as like a person that is like you have found your way and you are actively finding it, but I think we all still have obstacles, and you're talking about that right now. So what's like a most recent obstacle that you're working to overcome and step over and into your greatness?
People will be shocked to know that I still struggle with not giving up. You know what I mean? Like it's working for yourself, being an entrepreneur, believing, having vision before other people have it, seeing something way before it's built. That requires a lot of stick-to-itiveness and just the inner spirit and faith and just not going down. You know what I mean? And there's times when I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, And then on those same days, somebody that I least expected will reach out to me and just give me such. I will say something. Somebody recently shared with me that my music, quote unquote, saved his life. And so, you think they're just being cute and saying, and he's like offline, like just personally said to me, I was really thinking about checking out, and in my sleep, waking up, I heard your voice singing. I have a version of Little Ghetto Boy by Donny Hathaway. And at the end, there was an addendum that I wrote with Chris Robb. another artist, where I'm saying, you know, believe in yourself, everything's going to be all right. Just gotta be all right. And he said he just heard my voice in his waking sleep over and over again. And he woke up and he's like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be all right.
Whoa.
And like, that right there is like every reason why I should keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
That's powerful, but that's what it does.
Yeah. And that's what I hope it does. That's the point. It's like you don't see the destination sometimes of your work.
Oh, girl, you said that. You said that's what I needed today. You don't see the destination sometimes of your work. It's there though. Yeah. Cause ain't no beginning without an end.
And so I'm
trying to be deep. I'm sorry.
No, but it's true. And then that is where faith has to step in. You have to know I have planted seeds, and if I have planted seeds, crop will come. Yeah. Like it is a natural effect of continuing to plant seeds.
Yes.
You know what? Let's clap it up. It's our time.
All right.
Thank you so much, Maya Azucena, for joining us.
We love you.
TK in the AM.
Giving you 3 reasons to wake up: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern, only here on Bondfire Radio. Get ready for the Liquidity Mix Show.
Yes, right here on Bondfire Radio.
Yes, indeed.